Hey guys, we're back with Umineko no Naku Koryo ni, translated meaning when the sequels cry, better known as Umineko when they
Cry.
the 2 times before I let you do when they cry. Last time I did they cry, now you just do cry, I think. We're just shortening.
I'm gonna get Rye next time.
Yeah, so
when they cry.
I'm joined with my co-host.
That's me.
Anyway, we're here with Umineko. And as we always talk about something before the episode starts, we're running out of ideas.
What you need with the drill?
What would I not do with a drill?
Alright, fair enough.
Okay, so we're basically over with the Shannon and George, Cannon and Jessica, and Yosa and Maria subplots going on in this episode. They're not done yet, but they're almost done. Do you think there's any tying link between all these three parties?
Time link?
Tying link, like they're a common theme, like a common theme between these three.
Yeah. Well, obviously the mysterious Bia Torichi.
Oh yeah, Beatrice influenced all of them.
Obviously there's some sort of metaphorical connection to them all.
Of
each other.
what do you mean?
I mean, there's like a... I mean, they're not connected intrinsically via that, right? But like each of them have the same theme, I guess.
Of being linked together by Beatrice? Or
Via, like, love.
yeah, okay, yeah. It's cheesy, but they're all different forms of love. You know, George and Shannon, they're on the verge of getting married. Cannon and Jessica, they haven't started yet, but
It's heavily implied that they will.
their love is blossoming. And Rosa and Maria, you know, they're family. They're all. This is me overanalyzing it, I think.
Of course.
But I
You
mean,
know, overanalyzation is the best part about Umineko.
yeah, but this is something I haven't seen anyone else mention before. And I was like, oh hey, I came up with something about Umineko myself, so I wanted to bring it up. This first half of episode 2, I think it's been about love, which is a theme in Umineko. You know the words, without love it cannot be seen. You've only heard that like twice now. Get ready for that. Yeah. So that's really anything to add?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
Not much.
And there's something I've been meaning to say. If you have any thoughts at all, voice them. Like, no matter how mundane it is. About anything. People love that stuff.
Jessica's chest is really big.
Yeah. People love that.
Oh. They drew Battler's hair really well.
Okay, but you get what I mean. Like, don't be afraid to voice anything. I probably won't make fun of you.
He looks like Bowser from the new Super Mario Odyssey game. Have you seen him?
Hold
Hold on, I gotta find a
Oh
picture.
no. Super Paper Bowser?
No. Super Mario Odyssey Bowser without hat.
Another thing? I know you have some degree of knowledge of Umineko spoilers. I don't know the degree. But, like, if you know something, don't be afraid to voice that either. I think that makes it more fun than just hiding it.
What are you talking about?
Like, if you heard someone say that, Dota is the killer, don't be afraid to bring that up as some kind of theory.
I mean, we were playing Ugon earlier, and I heard Erica say Nason to Virgilia.
Huh? Did she?
That was weird. Yeah.
They have no relation.
Okay.
Like, maybe they have 5 lines of dialogue between the two. They're not related at all.
Alright.
And Virgilia, you'll understand who Virgilia is in episode 3. That's when she's introduced. That's not really a spoiler.
Alright. Duly noted.
I mean, you'll probably be confused, but you'll understand her.
Alright, tell me, Tell me this guy isn't Battler.
That's Battler. What's Battler doing in the new Mario game?
That's Battler. Look at his hair.
Anyway,
he's getting all combed over like Battler.
let's start the game. We're 6 minutes now, and this is probably going to be one of the longest parts of episode 2. This chapter goes on for about an hour and 20 minutes in the video, so we're going to have a fun time ahead of us.
Great.
We could split it into 2 because the next one after it is shorter than usual, but I mean,
yeah. Sorry about that.
Anyway, Jessica's line, so.
Let me just turn off my notifications real quick.
Oh yeah, I'm home alone right now. It's nighttime. It will be for the next couple of days, so I'll give me as loud as I want now. Like.
Uh-oh. Let's go!
Like, you want me to just yell, Mama, ooh, ooh, yeah, I'm fine with that. Go ahead. I'm the perfect Maria now.
No. Maria still hasn't come back. I wonder if she's getting scolded by Aunt Rosa again.
Ever since they met Maria at the airport, I'll narrate. She'd been romping around, shitting around about Halloween the whole time. But maybe she should cut loose a little too much. Acting a little too boisterous on the plane, on the boat, and during lunch. Because Rosa had cautioned her several times. At times like that, Aunt Rosa tended not to scold her much in front of people. More often, she would take Maria aside and scold her alone. So since Maria had been called off somewhere, they figured she must be getting scolded. When they looked at the clock, they realized it was almost 6. Oh yeah, how do you feel about that? Like, do you sympathize with Maria more or Rosa more? Or do you kind of get both of them?
How do I feel about child abuse?
Yes.
I can see merits to both, but I think Rosa goes a little far.
Yeah. Something I really like about how Rosa's child abuse is portrayed. Usually, child abuse in media is portrayed as black and white. You know, it's objectively wrong. Like, although it's still portrayed as bad, it's still... You get what I mean? Like, it shows the reason for it, and
it's not like she doesn't feel awful about it.
Yeah.
She just, when she's... sounds really bad when she's in the heat of the moment. When she's just really beating on her kid. Yeah, I can sympathize with that. Sometimes I beat So up a little too much.
Anyway,
We'll tell them.
when they looked at the clock, they realized it was almost 6. 6 more hours until the fun begins. Of course, they couldn't imagine she was getting scolded all this time. Maybe it was time for some anime she was watched every week to start. Oh, she's watching,
I keep... One Punch Man. I keep reading that... Kimono Friends, probably, actually.
Komodo Friends?
It wouldn't be out right now, but... In this time period, but... Like, that's about... Like, Maria's age group, right?
No, Komodo Friends is an anime for adults. And adults
Right, I forgot. My bad. Yeah, I forgot, because the hot spring scene where they were like, you can take these off. What was I gonna say? There's something really important. I forgot that anime is like a common Japanese medium. Like, it's not just like it's not like cartoons over here in the West.
Well, no, in Japan they have no distinguishment between anime and cartoons. They call cartoons anime.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that makes sense, but at the same time, there's still a difference between the two.
Right.
Anime just has something unique to it, you know?
I guess cartoons in the West have been brought up to be, like, mostly children's shows with, some more adult themes.
Let's not draw that line. People are going to get mad at us no matter what we say.
I don't... The 4 people that watch your channel are going to get mad at me. I'm okay with that.
Like, the difference between, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender and anime, I don't see the point in discussing it, but for the sake of, like, anime discussing, sites and whatever, it's best to just keep it to the distinction of shows made in Japan, meant for Japan, Anyway. Enough of that. She probably hadn't left the mansion's parlor.
I didn't mean it like... Oh, that's not what I meant. Oh, no! Yeah, I did open a can of worms when I said that, didn't I? Whoops. Didn't mean it like that at all, but I guess you take it that way. Maybe Battler-san woke up and they've been playing together.
After all, Maria-chan thinks of Battler-kun as a new friend. She must have had a lot of fun when she played Halloween with Battler-kun at the airport.
Battler looked like he was having a lot of fun himself. Maybe he's gotten big, but he hasn't changed a bit. That's true. I get the feeling Battler-san was gracious enough to remain as he was 6 years ago.
Shannon, do you remember what he was like then?
He grabbed my chest a lot less.
Well, yeah, she was, like, how old was Shannon? Like, let's say 18? She's 12 then, so I mean.
She was flat. Well, maybe not. I'm not gonna look into the linguistics of it. the specifics, not linguistics. Yes! Because he was, well, very energetic.
You have to giggle. Nice! I also remember the four of us playing together 6 years ago. Shannon acted a lot like a big sister back then.
Is she that much older than them?
She's about the same age.
Okay.
I think she's younger than George.
But she was raised to be a servant, though.
Yeah, she's about the same age as Jessica and Battler.
Right. She was raised to be a servant, so she's like mom.
Yeah.
That's right. I get the feeling she was even more dependable then than she is now. Oh.
I mean,
that was a genuine laugh mixed in with her laugh, actually.
She was probably like a big sister because, I mean, being a servant and playing with kids, you're just gonna act differently than, you know, being a kid playing with a servant, you know? You're gonna get, you know, she's like, oh no, is Nancy gonna beat me again today?
That's true. Or maybe that's totally incorrect, because back then I didn't truly understand my place, so I did quite a few rude things.
Don't worry about understanding your place in that sense. When you're on the job is one thing, but when you're taking your break in with us, like now, in order you stay and be friendly, just like the old days.
Good old days. That's right. There's nothing wrong with acting differently, depending on whether you're the servant Shannon or an off-duty Seiyo.
Hold on, what? I need to turn my volume down. This song is so loud.
The violins, they scream. You weren't a slave. You're just working as a servant, right? I think of you, Shannon. No, Seiyo, as my oldest friend. Thank you very much, milady.
It seemed that Shannon understood the hidden meaning behind Jessica's words. Were you saying something?
I said tips, Fedora.
Oh. After all, she heard a bit about Jessica and Cannon's history from both of them. Apparently, George had heard something of that history too. He walked towards the window. What?
How do you make the silence noise?
No, you make George silence noise. Very different. Walked towards the window and looked up at the darkening rainy sky.
I don't know who this is. Nobody's mouth is open.
Shannon.
I'm going to assume it's...
She moved her head.
Oh, okay. Cannon may still be a bit... Cannon may still be childish in some ways, but I think he's starting to grow a bit in his way of thinking. What's that supposed to mean, Shannon? Well, come on, quit it already. Well, I guess I let myself get swept away by the mood once or twice. You know, after watching you two. I might have gotten a bit jealous, feeling like I was getting left behind. What?
Don't post it on. What
Dude.
He's gonna reference that one.
There's two of them. There's two of them. Cute little fangs.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't browse that. I just know it exists.
Yeah, sure.
As much as I talk about it, I've only ever looked at it like once.
Sure, keep lying.
But forget about me. More importantly, how's it going between you two? Looks like it's going pretty good, huh?
Nice laugh.
I wonder.
Yes! It's going very well. Shannon was lost for words, her face red, while George answered brightly and immediately. That carefree attitude made it easy to see that their relationship was proceeding so perfectly and make anyone envious.
Dang, I'm jealous. So does that mean Shannon's gonna resign and have a party soon? I wonder. I'm... Bones.
Oh, there's a good question. I wonder what she'll say. George laughed teasingly as though pressing Shannon for an answer. It's probably the way they usually flirted when they were alone. Jessica could only smile bitterly and say, yes, yes, thank you, that's enough. So it's like, can you relate to George? Like, is he your self-insert? Like, he has a girlfriend.
He has a cute girlfriend who loves him unconditionally?
Well, I mean, let's not go that far, I mean, because...
Who is perfect in every possible way.
He can't self-insert like that, I mean. The whole love unconditionally part? Just take the chocolate strawberries away, I mean.
No. That was just a bonus.
I have a dream. I don't just mean some ambition to become the leader of my own domain in business.
Okay, I really thought he was about to go off into the apartment of the kid.
I also have a dream of building a happy family together.
Wait.
With a partner I can spend my life with.
Who is also... No, I'm not. This is gonna get racy really fast if I continue on that road.
Yeah, please don't. After the letter, I don't want to go with that territory anymore.
Wait, did it get super racist in the letter?
In the letter, one of the characters is, he uses some slang. Which I wasn't familiar with and I almost said aloud, and...
What? I gotta go look through your playthrough now.
It's not uploaded yet. I just finished the route before his today. But it's a word, it starts with W. I don't say it if you know it, but it's like an old word from like the 19th century.
Oh my god, I don't even know what that would be.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? I thought it was another word for like calling someone like a, I can't think of like calling someone like a lalafell, like, you know? Like just lighthearted, you know, old-fashioned, well, I mean, it is an old-fashioned word, but in a different sense.
Haha, you little tiny lala.
Yeah.
You little papato.
Okay. But no, I don't want to go back to that territory anymore. That's too awkward. Anyway, I want 2 kids at the very least. It'd be nice to be able to do some sports as a whole family. Many more things besides that. I have to talk with Shannon about that kind of thing. No, every time I do, she always laughs and says I'm getting ahead of myself. Do you talk
No.
to Sarah about having 2 kids and doing some sports?
I made like an offhand comment about what she thought of children. She was like, parasites. And I was like, alright, sweet.
You want 3 kids so you can make an esports team together, play League of Legends?
Yeah, you know. That's, instead of taking them to school, just teach them how to play League of Legends. So that's all they can do, so when that game dies, they just like wither away.
When Child Services shows up, they're like, oh, you're teaching them League of Legends? Understandable. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
For some reason, even at the age I am now, I find myself thinking about what it'd be like to live peacefully in my old age. We're on 20 minutes in and we're like 5 minutes into Umineko.
Shut up.
With healthy grown-up kids and grandchildren running around all over the place. If only I could spend the rest of my life at a slow pace surrounded by that. Together with Shannon forever. You can't in the golden land.
Yeah, you're definitely getting ahead of yourself. But how should I say it? It sounds like you, George Nissan.
Oh, great. You're Shannon.
Being surrounded by a family like that would probably be so wonderful. The ideal family I've painted in my mind is something like that.
To Shannon, who had been raised in an orphanage, that harmonious image of a family is probably something to be yearned for. And George, who had made an absolute promise to grant that wish for her, may truly have been a fitting person for her to spend her life with.
I'm an awful person.
Yeah, we know. Well, what are you saying that about? Like, there's so many...
I was thinking it, man. I was like, she has issues. She'll never leave me, George.
To Jessica, Shannon was a precious friend. Is that how you think when you try to get your girlfriends? You're like,
no!
okay, which girls have issues?
No!
He has to defend himself because his girlfriend could be watching this.
No. Maybe, but that's not why I got with her.
She knows my channel, right? It's scary. Yeah, thinking someone actually watches my videos.
She actually did watch your videos after a while. I don't know what happened to that. She says you're really funny.
Okay, now I know you're lying. Or she's lying.
No, she thinks you're hilarious, dude.
You don't gotta lie for a bit.
Dude, you're our son. We gotta.
Please stop doing that joke.
No.
That made me uncomfortable 2 months ago. It makes me uncomfortable now.
I'm gonna keep saying it until it becomes a regular part of your life.
Don't you so?
Until you just accept me as your surrogate father.
No. George is surely the one most fit to entrust that friend's future to.
Well, I don't want to throw cold water on you guys, but Uncle Hideyoshi aside, what are you gonna do about Aunt Ava? Won't it be pretty tough to win her over?
Distress. ... There's no reason for anyone to worry about something like that. No one but me gets to say in who I choose to be my partner. I'll bring Shannon happiness. Whose permission do I need for that?
That is terrifying, George. Don't make that face while you're saying that. Whoa. George Nissan. That was cool. Can't believe you can say stuff that embarrassing out loud. Don't you remember ever being that kind of character? Don't remember you ever being that kind of character in the past? Oh, she says I after loud. Whoa. Text rapping is awful.
As they say, if you don't see a boy for 3 days, you should watch him closely. A girl as much as anyone. Oh yeah, just for reference, you probably already know this, you might not, but Jessica uses a boku instead of watashi, or, you know, other variants of I to talk.
Oh, so she does the male.
Yeah. At least I think she does.
Well, she also is she's a very tomboyish girl.
Yeah, she's like a tomboy. So does she count as a Genki character?
I don't remember what that is.
That's like, you know, cheerful, happy.
Oh, you Genki. I would say so far. She seems to be. I mean, she at least forces it.
She's like a more realistic version of one, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. That's the perfect description of it too.
Okay. I grow as much as anyone. I intend to study more and more and grow to be the man Shannon deserves. The one who can bring her happiness. If we start to go off on tangents, I'm just doing the leaf blower. Maybe even George realized how embarrassing the words coming out of his mouth were. His face turned very slightly red, and he scratched his head.
George-san.
It's okay. Your mother will be difficult. I can leave that to me. You'll see. I'll make all the relatives accept you as my partner. Sugoi!
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if I should. Awesome. I'm jealous of you, Shannon. Seriously. I'm very grateful that you're willing to go so far. Come to think of it, I'm starting to feel like a third wheel here. Maybe I'd better leave, huh? No, you can't just...
You know, I find Jessica to be the most relatable character right now.
What do you mean? I don't...
Jessica rose with a forced smile from the bed she'd been sitting on. The phone rang. Before Jessica picked up the receiver, wondering what this could be about.
If we just sit here this entire time, this phone will ring forever.
Shannon looked at the clock and jumped. Apparently she spent too much time on her break.
I'm sorry. I forgot it was time for work. Then, if you will excuse me.
The same time Jessica picked up the phone, Shannon began dashing out of the room. Hi, Shannon! Again, the usual time at the usual place.
Yes. Excuse me. Moshi Moshi.
Good job, I'm proud of you.
It's Jessica. Ah, Genji-san. Yeah, Shannon's going back to you guys now. We held her up, so please don't scold her. Yeah, yes.
Commence the scolding.
It's just, you just hear him pull out a leather whip.
It's almost time for them to get ready for dinner. Hold on, I want to see how far we've gotten in the 25 minutes we've been doing this. Hold on.
No.
But we will both despair when we see this, so I want to see this. We're on Wedding Ring or Furniture. We're on. This chapter is called Furniture and People. We are not even 10 minutes in.
We can't have spent that much time on tangents.
We're like 9 minutes in.
Okay, whatever. At least we know we're getting the most. We're milking the most out of this. Get a bunch of mid-roll ads going.
Yo, hold on, monetize all of these.
Yeah,
Play ads like every 5 seconds.
yeah. Just like as we're about to, just between every line, there's a mid-roll ad. So we're like, oh, Shannon Chan, daisuke, mid-roll ad.
Like between the dots, there's an ad.
Yeah, exactly.
Many plates are lined up on the counter in the kitchen. This isn't helping us talking about the ads.
Yeah, no, but
Talking about us being slow isn't helping us get any faster. Preparations for dinner were proceeding steadily. The number of plates lined up there was 19. That was one more than they should have been set up for the annual family conference. I can't accept it! Why can't I deliver it directly? Goto-san played up at Genji, paying no heed to the pot that was spitting steam. The master enjoyed eating alone in his study, so his food needed to be served in that room. However, that was something that always happened. First, Goto-san would allow to set the table for the master with his own hands, since he put his heart and soul into his cooking. But the master had imposed a strict rule that none but the servants bearing the golden eagle crest enter his study. So while Goto-san would be able to greet the master from outside the study, not once had he been granted the honor of carrying his cooking inside.
Oh, sorry. This is Umineko related, at least.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Is it because Goto wasn't raised? He wasn't bought from the orphanage?
Why he doesn't get the gold eagle?
Yeah.
Well,
because he's too new.
Genji's not from the orphanage, so.
Okay, so Goto's just too new to be trusted then.
I mean, Kumasawa's been there for years. And she doesn't
I
have
don't
the eagle.
understand. I suppose I'll figure it out later. Well, she's a girl. Wait, no, Shannon has it.
Yeah, so he only gives the crest to family members and people he trusts? Wait, Shannon's a girl, wait. I was gonna make a joke about Kinzo hating women, but that doesn't work with Shannon.
Shannon, yeah, we'll probably learn more about this later, probably. I'll figure it out.
Goto-san was always irritated by this. Of course, he was a newcomer in terms of years of service. However, he had piled up plenty of experience from his previous jobs, and he was quite confident that he'd be able to perform in front of Kinzo in a manner that would do him no disservice. And yet, simply because he was not permitted to wear the golden eagle, still had been blessed with this honor. Oh. Can you imagine what damage that would do to his pride? You might think tonight was a repeat of that, but it wasn't. Because tonight, there was a person other than the master who wanted their food carried to their room. Apparently, this person is an extremely rare and honored guest, and we've been given strict orders to treat them in the same manner as the master, the family head. Note the narrative shift. It says weeb. So, I want to say this is Kumasawa's perspective.
I can see a Kumasawa to the right. So.
Yeah! I'm very sneaky, I don't know if you noticed that. Goto-san wanted to earn some points by serving this honored guest with his own hands. After all, he's an extremely vain person. If he wasn't qualified to serve the master, then at least a guest of the same rank. He simply couldn't find time during lunch, so Kanon-san had gone in his place. So he truly desired to personally serve this person tonight's meal, the best dinner of the year. But Genji-san had put a stop to that. Something about how Goto-san didn't wear the golden eagle. After being told once more that he wasn't qualified, Goto-san lost his patience. And so rending, Goto-san cannot do any more than watch like this from the shadows. Why is Kumasawa always watching everyone from the shadows?
That's what Kumasawa does.
Kumasawa-san! If you have enough free time to
mackerel.
dawdle around, please get the dining hall ready. Is the tablecloth set? Oh ho ho ho, my apologies. I think I'm Kumasawa. When it became her turn to bear his wrath, Kumasawa slid out into the hall.
Torichi-sama is of exactly the same rank as the master. All rules regarding her are to be respected just as those involving the master. Goto-san, please devote your attention entirely towards your own task and serve all the relatives.
I wouldn't mind if it was you, Genji-san. But is it really okay to let a child like this serve such a guest? If she made some blunder, it'd be quite embarrassing. I know they've served here a long time, but that doesn't mean they've been trained in the proper areas. If you'll allow me to speak freely, they're completely lacking in the fundamentals that might qualify them to interact with such a guest. How's my Goda voice?
It's pretty good. Fucking Shannon's just ready to die.
Goda spoke bluntly, even though Shannon was... That's girls reacting to my Goda voice. Like, to impress girls in school, I speak in my Goda voice, but none of them... They always make that face. Because you captured it perfectly. Though Shannon was standing right there in the kitchen. Shannon was the one who Genji had ordered to carry dinner to Beatrice's room. By the ranking system among the servants permitted to wear the Golden Eagle, Shannon certainly was the second highest in rank. If the highest ranked, Genji, went to set the table in Kinzo's room, then it fell to Shannon to set the table in Beatrice's room. Goda's pride was always horribly injured by this ranking system. At times like this, he spoke out bluntly and rudely at Shannon and Cannon. Goda kept raising examples of each of Shannon's failures until now, making a ruckus about how she couldn't do this or was terrible at that. Shannon, who listened to this with her head hung in shame, heard Cannon's voice from behind her. Cannon had been leaning against the wall in the hallway near the kitchen entrance. Edgy as heck. A blind spot from the inside, and had been listening to all of this. He probably knew that if he entered the kitchen, sparks would start to fly his way. Well, I mean, if there's spikes in the kitchen, that's probably pretty dangerous. You need to turn off that pot.
Big grease fire.
You gotta say this. The man's scum.
But we could learn a lot about the fundamentals of entertaining guests from him. Goda-san has learned so much, so he'd be a great reference.
Nay-san, sure are nice.
More importantly, is the guest in the VIP room really be a Torichi-sama, as they say?
Yes. I met her when I was sent to serve her lunch. There can be no doubt it's her.
Really? Was she doing well? I don't know!
Can't remember that he and Shannon had different impressions of Beatrice. To Shannon, Beatrice was a cupid of love, who had granted her magic to establish her relationship with George. Judging by the expression that rose to her face, it looked like she couldn't wait to inform Beatrice of how her relationship with George had progressed.
That's not good.
However, Cannon already knew. That witch came here with a terrifying goal in mind. The nebulous witch, nebulous, that only they'd been able to see in the past, had now revived so fully that she could walk in openly through the front door, and even have dinner carried to her. Once, when she'd vanished in front of Cannon? Once she'd vanished in front of Cannon. Okay. The witch said something about how her own power was still weak. So if that witch was now appearing so openly, doesn't it mean she'd finally regained her former power? She said something else too. She definitely said that she'd sown the seeds of love, while fully aware that they would fail. She said even more. She definitely said that the day had finally come, upon which the door to the Golden Land would be opened. Shannon. She's planning to hold some bizarre ceremony with the Master. Did someone say bizarre? I did bloody stream you to the Start of the Crusaders main theme.
Yeah.
You can bet it'll be something too horrible to imagine. And no one will be able to resist.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Magic doesn't exist. She came here. She came here as the Master requested, so that the door to the Golden Land would open, so that everything would be returned to the Golden Land. She definitely said that to me. In the past...
That's the face Cannon's making right now.
Are you playing with your classic sprites?
No.
Okay, Pachinko? What's Pachinko look like?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you have the PS3 sprites. Right. I forgot you got those. You know, in the Pachinko sprite, Shannon has a very large, her eyes are very big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. what do you think I was talking about? Anyway.
In the past.
Wait, oh, was I thought I already said that. In the past? Wait, in the past, comma, ... Is that... Can you do that? Is that allowed? Oh no, Lily floors are behind me. The two of them, as furniture working for Kinzo, but total what opening the door to the Golden Land meant. So Shannon understood everything, without having to ask a single question. And because of that, she felt a deep despair. Something tore at Cannon's heart as he looked at that expression, twisted with grief. I don't know if this is Shannon or Cannon. You go, you go.
How could... Why? Why now?
Didn't I tell you? We are furniture. That'd be in your head if we hadn't read yet. Because you're acting like a human because of love. You're incapable of obediently accepting the day our service comes to an end.
Once, I wish this day would come. But it never came, year after year.
You know, this music's really loud, so I don't know if they can hear you. I hope they can.
I didn't know how long we'd be forced to endure suffering as furniture. So I thought that the day of rest wouldn't come for all of eternity.
I thought the same thing, but I believe that it would definitely come someday.
In the PS3 sprites, his mouth is just getting progressively larger.
So I never forget that I'm furniture, but Nathan, you did forget.
It's my fault, isn't it? It was I.
Yeah, it's your fault, Nathan. If only you hadn't experienced love, we'd both be happy that this day had finally come. You brought up too many pointless regrets. Even though you knew you'd have to leave this world someday.
Will the ceremony begin tonight?
Yes. And she said one more thing. Tonight, George Samuel will probably give you an engagement ring, Nathan. That was a fact. George supposedly had an engagement ring. Well, you trying to be silent?
That's dread.
Oh, hidden in his pocket today. And surely he would hand it over tonight. She brought you two together, planning to use you as the sacrifices of the second twilight. Get it? She tempted you and took advantage of you.
I see. I never thought of that.
But she told me. Hold on, I'm looking at my hard drive space. Okay, I have enough gigs, okay. She told me. She promised that if you don't... Huh?
I have enough gigs.
She promised that if you don't accept the engagement ring tonight, you won't be chosen as a sacrifice, Nathan. I think our chances of being able to get to the Golden Land together are very slim. There'll be 13 sacrifices. Only 5 will be left alive. Chances of us being part of that group are tiny. But if you just accept your offer, those chances will rise. I want to take that bet. Our salvation is in the Golden Land. We're going to reach that place and gain humanity. And then, I want to live life as a human, together with you, Nathan. If we do that, we might be able to find true love.
True love. In the past, we used to dream about being able to go to the Golden Land. If we go there, any wish will be granted. We'll be saved from this pain. That's what we believed.
However, in this ceremony, only a few people will be invited to the Golden Land, chosen by fate and chance. Everyone else would lose their life as a sacrifice midway through the ceremony. However, in the past, Shannon and Cannon had thought that whether they reached the Golden Land or were sacrificed, they'd still be released from their duties as furniture. That meant the ceremony would definitely bring release to furniture like them, no matter what happened. I don't like it. Together with you, I want to make up for all the suffering we've endured. It won't become a sacrifice. Nathan and I will remain alive. And we'll reach the Golden Land together. So, how many death flags do you think he set off, and do you think Cannon will die in this ending?
Is that 2 separate questions?
No.
Yes.
Yes, maybe. Oh! That's actually fun! So, there's 13 people die, and there's 18 not counting Beatrice, so that's 5 survivors, typically. Who do you think is going to survive?
Batura.
That's a fair guess.
Okay, so the cousins?
Oh wait, is it only 4 survive? Because last time it was just... Wait, Nancy was technically in the end. I mean, depending on how you look at it. Last time it was the 4 cousins. Do you think it's going to be Done this time?
I don't know.
Again?
That figure battler is gonna be alive? I think maybe Maria's gonna die. I think Maria and Rosa are gonna be the second Twilight.
Oh, you don't? Why's
Maybe.
that? Just because they've been getting screen time?
Yes!
I mean, that's not...
Everybody gets screen time must die. Chekhov's gun.
Umineko kind of does the opposite. They give screen time to people who don't die.
You don't know.
For that episode. I mean, like with episode 1, you know, Natsuhi and Maria kind of had the focus in episode 1. They both kind of made it.
Kind of. Everybody died, but...
I mean, that depends on how... I mean, like, Maria could just be walking around jawless. You remember how they found her jaw? So, I mean...
Yeah, it's possible.
You don't need that.
You don't need to chew. You can,
I mean,
you can eat through...
It said in the credit scroll, the odds of her surviving are very slim. So there's a chance. Anyway,
Possible.
Well, we're rambling again. We're rambling. We're 42 minutes in. Do you want me to look at how far into the video we are?
No, just keep going.
I'm looking. We're about 20 minutes in. Oh, we've reached... We're at like a 1-to-2 ratio now. It's better.
Oh.
So I won't let you become the sacrifice of the second Twilight. Please, Nathan. Don't accept that man's ring. If you don't accept it, she promised not to select you as a sacrifice. That's Shannon's brain right now.
You cannot do that. Tonight's ring is very special. My heart won't let me refuse it. Yes, too.
Nathan, do you think she does want to... She wants to accept it because she loves George, or because it's worth a lot of money? I mean,
right now. It's worth a lot of money right now.
Yeah, the diamond bucket's about to crash.
Yeah.
Nathan! The sacrifices of the ceremony are decided by the witch's whims, and that witch has promised to overlook just you, Nathan. You alone will definitely be able to go to the Golden Land.
Only me? What about you, Kenneken?
The witch's game is enough for me. I'll slip through her clutches. I'll be the zero on the roulette. I'm not powerless. I'll tightly grasp that fate chance. What?
I said I always bet on black.
No, he bets on 0. And 00.
Oh my god! What a hero.
After all, our lives are transient, aren't they? He used that... He said in episode 1, he's like, Beatrice, you're playing roulette. You're betting it all on black and red. But I'm the 0 on your roulette. And then he died. It didn't land on 0. I mean, he had a good chance, but...
I'm the 0 on your roulette.
And then at first it just rolled like...
Yeah, just rolled as far into the red as it could.
Yeah. After all, our lives are transient, aren't they? In order to begin our real lives, let's drag ourselves to the Golden Land. Then, we will gain humanity. When we've done that, maybe I'll be able to experience romance just like you, Nathan. Maybe I won't have to make someone cry just because I'm furniture. I've had enough of being furniture. I want to experience romance. I want to make a sweet mixtape and give it to Jessica. I'll definitely become human. I'll escape this pain, no matter what. What?
I'm just thinking of Canon making a mixtape.
I want to say he canonly has. Because Jessica gave him a mixtape. I want to say at some point he makes a mixtape and gives it to Jessica. Like, a spin-off material.
It's just a bunch of classic music.
I mean, that's probably what I almost said Kinzo. Canon listens to.
Thinking.
There were tears in Canon's eyes. By now, Canon had noticed. Shannon hadn't been the only one to know and suffer from the taste of love. He had too. The tears Jessica had shown him that day. Jessica's pitiful face as she tried to smooth things over, and stayed bright ever since then. It slowly wrought some kind of change on Canon's heart without him knowing it.
Before. This is interesting. Shannon, I've been calling to you for some time now.
Shannon jumped at the sudden sound of Genji's voice. Apparently he had called for her repeatedly. She hurriedly answered. When she turned back, Canon had disappeared. Seemed like he didn't feel like showing his tears to anybody.
Yes! I'm sorry for being careless.
He's gonna go cry alone in the bathroom.
I entrusted
Just
Canada
like
with
me in
lunch,
middle school.
but it should have been you as the next in rank after me who carried it. Yatori-sama is the most honored guest of this house. There is no more honored guest than her. Please thank you her as another master, and be polite.
Please take extra care that you make no blunders. Understand?
I feel like you should voice Joker in the next Batman movie.
It's quite painful for me to entrust this to someone as inexperienced as yourself. But there's nothing we can do about the house's rules. Carry out your duties with the utmost of care. Kona had officially agreed. I have to go back and play that after I finish recording this. I want to know how that sounded. But he glared at Shannon with an expression that told her he definitely wouldn't forgive any mistakes. Like, what would I voice characters that, like, from my perspective, like, you know how your voice sounds different from how you hear it?
Yeah.
Like, what I do, when I'm like, I'm that character. Like, you know, when I'm voicing, like, a cute girl in an anime, I am that cute girl, and my voice sounds like that. But when I go back and look at the footage, I'm just a lonely male.
I'm just a lonely dude.
Crying to myself.
I'm just a man voicing an anime girl for some reason.
Even Shannon felt that Golden might as well go himself if he was so desperate to go. But she considered this one of her responsibilities as one who had been allowed to wear the Golden Eagle and then had to give up. And anyway, I wanted to meet Beatrice. What will I talk about? What will I ask? I don't know. Will this be a meeting of gratitude? Or one of grief? Or else, what? I don't know. Shannon piled the witch's food onto the serving cart and left the kitchen at a slow pace.
She just throws it on.
You're gonna eat this and you're gonna like it, Beatrice!
Eat your slop, Beatrice.
So, we're at 48 minutes in and we've covered, less than 25 minutes of material.
Shut up.
Should we call it there and hopefully the next one doesn't do this? Because
I suppose.
This might be the most natural stopping place for a while. Yeah, the next scene is at 10 minutes, and, 10 minutes your time is an hour our time?
40 minutes for us.
Yeah, so we're going to call it there, guys. Hopefully the next one will end at the chapter's end point. It won't. Knowing us. But hopefully it will. I've had fun this episode. This is probably the most fun I've had recording Umineko so far. Probably because we weren't playing Umineko, we were just talking.
Well,
talking about Umineko is part of the fun, though.
I feel like talking about things that... I mean, this is what you have to expect coming from two people playing a video game. If there are tangents to be made, then tangents probably should be, because that's more interesting than just a guy reading a visual novel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's points where there was legit conversation in there, but at some points there's also not legit conversation in there.
Right. I mean, that's just how it is.
Rather than conversation, discussion, I should say. So, yeah, we're gonna call it there. This has been Umineko no Naku Koro ni.
Better known as?
No, that's only the intro.
Oh. Also known as?
No, that's only the intro.
Oh. Translated as?
So, can you say goodbye?
Goodbye.